My name is Heather Wilson, and I am the founder of Kennedy's Angel Gowns. We have a really, really special guest with us today. We have our ambassador family, well, one member of the ambassador family, who's actually joining us from the hospital, her hospital room, because she gave us a huge surprise, which she tends to do.
Yeah.
So Danny Bryant was scheduled, well, she was pregnant with her second rainbow baby.
Hmm.
And at 27 weeks,
Yeah.
her little girl said, today's going to be the day in the middle of the coronavirus. We're just going to do this today. So, of
Exactly.
course, we called Danny when we found out and we said, no, we're going to cancel. And
Absolutely not.
and she was adamant about still continuing because our cause is very important to her. So we're thankful for you for
Thank
still
you for
joining
still
us.
letting me join. I appreciate
Yes,
it.
yes. And so Danny and I, do you want to tell the story of how we met or do you want me to tell?
You can share it.
Okay. So Danny and I met through one of my husband's coworkers' wives shared that she had experienced a loss in, what year was that?
2016, probably.
Yeah. And so when we got the news, it was really important to our common friend that I have her personal information. And so she did. She shared her cell phone number with me, and we talked and just felt natural. Felt like I knew her my whole life. And she gave me her address because I told her I wanted to mail her something. And God just told me, no, don't mail that. Just go to her house. This is
Have him
Christmas
show up at
time.
my door.
Yeah, I
He's
showed
like
up
on
right
my
at her
way
door.
out. Nobody knows I'm here. I don't know what's going on.
I showed up at her doorstep and I got an ornament made with her baby. Her angel baby's name is Landon. I got an ornament made and I went to a complete stranger's house because I felt like it's a couple days from Christmas and she needs a hug. She doesn't just need someone to send her something in the mail. And I don't know if she's even going to think about checking the mailbox. So I did. I went to her door and we've been inseparable since then.
Yes. And it was 2017. My brain is absolutely gone
It's
because
okay.
I just had a baby. But Heather, did she surprise me? And I was just taken back by how um, personal and quickly she responded to just the need. And I've just fell in love with this whole organization since then. So
Yes,
thank
and
you.
she's been a part of it. It was a quick start for you too. As soon as you found out our mission, she joined forces, and then the board, her whole family, when we'd have
Oh,
sew-ins, her whole family would show up, and so the board, when we were voting on who's the next ambassador family, they were like, oh, the Bryants, because they show up and show out and have been super supportive, and we appreciate you for that, and have enjoyed following your journey and all of your nice surprises that you give
my
us.
crazy life. Yes. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure.
Yes. And so just to let everyone know, her baby's doing so amazing.
She's a
Amazing.
rock star. This baby is rocking everybody out of the whole NICU. She's a sight to see. So it's been wonderful. She's good.
She's breathing on her own already.
On her own. She's eating. She's making little baby poops. She's
That's awesome.
with flying colors. She's doing great.
That's so awesome. I'm so happy. It was a scary call, but I'm so glad that God had his protective hand over you and that you're doing great and she's doing great.
Thank you.
So let's jump right in. When did you learn about cuddle cots?
I learned about cuddle cots. Honestly, it was shortly after our involvement. I think after losing our son Landon, we were not aware of Heather's existence at that point. So it wasn't at that point, even though looking back, obviously, it would have been an amazing thing for us to experience as well. So
Yeah.
shortly after our loss and talking with Heather and learning about Kennedy and the whole mission, we were I guess, informed and educated about how cuddle cots work and what they are, and and I mean, there was no need to explain to me the benefit, because I knew firsthand the benefit.
Right.
After giving birth to a 20-weeker, it is clear that you have a whole person that you are now dealing with. And we got to take pictures, and we got to hold our son and, have some time with him. But it felt rushed, And so after hearing about that, the availability of this to other families, it just made sense.
Mm-hmm.
So not every hospital has them. And so obviously that is a part of the goal that Kennedy's Angel Gowns has. And that is how we came to know about it. Unfortunately, we were not able to, because we just weren't aware. But from here on out, I've shared with so many people how beneficial they are to families.
Awesome. And bravery is a theme that we've been toying with, being brave through your grief lately. We're using that hashtag a lot lately, and I'm sure that you've been told, since you've gone through this journey, and because your lost story doesn't even start with Landon, you have experienced multiple miscarriages as well.
Yes.
Have you ever been told that you were brave, and how did that make you feel? What is your experience with that?
I think that I have been told I've been brave, especially after a 20-week loss going into other pregnancies, because a lot of people have said I would never be able to do that. Like, it's too hard. I just wouldn't want to be hurt again. And it was very difficult, but it's not a choice to be brave, I guess, at that point. After experiencing so many losses, you either live or you don't,
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a choice to move through our grief and move through our experiences and pain. And the biggest way that we've done that has been to share our story. And this is how I've explained it to people. If you have the courage and the bravery to ask me about my walk, then I have to be brave enough to share it with you. Many people don't realize how personal, I guess, infertility and infant loss is. And you never know the face of the person who's had a loss at any point. And so for a person to, off the street in Walmart, ask you, "Oh, do you have any kids? How many kids do you have?" In my brain, I'm like, well, I've had 6 pregnancies,
Right.
Only 2 children.
Mm-hmm.
And many people are not prepared for that answer.
Right.
They're not prepared. And there are many times where I wept and sobbed through that answer. And there are other times where I've been able to share, not in joy, but with memory, and knowing that those things have gotten me to where I'm at now.
Mm-hmm.
I learned after every loss, I've learned something new about myself, about my body, about my family, about all of it, And so being brave, it wasn't really a choice, but it's something that, yeah.
You, it's not even just with what you've gone through with your kids. Like you said, your body reacted the last time that you not the most recent, but the time before that.
Mm-hmm.
It was very touch and go. And I remember I happened to be present for it. And
yes, you showed up immediately.
I did, and you scared the crap out of me. But even in the emergency situation where everybody was running and trying to get you help, you were so brave. I was holding your hand, and you were still talking to me in such a calm voice. And I thought, oh my gosh, she is the essence of bravery right now. Because while everybody was freaking out, you were staying in your calm place so that you could get through. And I don't know if you were talking to God or what you were doing to get through, but That
I
was
was talking to Percocet. I don't know what I was talking to.
yes. So I honor your bravery today, from one sister to another. I honor your bravery, and we are brave, whether we realize it or not. We are brave, and it's what gets us through. This is such a crazy question to ask you, but I'm going to move forward with it. How are you coping with the COVID-19? It's a complex question because you went into labor in the midst of it. So
I did.
how are you coping through grieving and everything you're going through?
This is a complex question on so many levels. I'm going to preface this by mentioning that I'm a social worker and I'm a hospice social worker. So loss is a part of my everyday work. And so I'm not the only one coping with grieving, whether that's previous losses or current losses. COVID-19 has changed the face of grief. People are not able to function the way they normally were, and grief is hard enough already.
Right.
So myself, the very quick version of this is I went to the doctor the day before I delivered. Everything was fine, and she explained to me the rules about COVID. And when I did go to deliver, I was supposed to have a scheduled C-section. She said that we had to be tested regardless whether we were showing symptoms or not.
Okay.
And on the way to the hospital the next day, I called my mom, and I was in panic. And it was not about the fact that I was in pain and that I was about to deliver a baby. It was about the fact that they were going to test me for COVID, and I was terrified that I was either going to have it or that the test was going to hurt. And I wanted to be put under, all
of that, all of the above.
It was panic about COVID. It was not so much my situation.
I'm going into labor.
And then it was, am I going to be separated from my family if something does go on? It was just so many other things that were not related to my immediate crisis. And so the blessing was, because of the nature of my emergency, me and my husband were immediately bypassed for testing because they had to save my life and save my baby.
Right.
And I was grateful. I was like, God, just get us through this, because I don't want to be separated from my family.
Right.
I don't want to be sick. I don't know what's going on. So
it's scary times.
I'm coping I'm just taking it day by day, like everybody else.
Yeah.
I got that information on Wednesday and delivered on Thursday, and it wasn't easy, but
but you're here and you're healthy.
Here.
And you're healthy.
And then I had a telehealth session the next day with my therapist. I did. I absolutely did.
From the hospital bed.
From my hospital bed.
The ultimate multitasker right now.
Absolutely.
Wow. So just to finish up this interview, and again, we appreciate you wanting to continue with this interview, because your voice matters, your voice is important, and your journey needs to be heard as well. Why would someone donate a cuddle cot? What could you express as far as the importance or how vital it is to have cuddle cots?
Cuddle cots, oh my word, it could change your life. I have memories of my son, and they're beautiful, and I'm not upset that I was not able to have the cuddle cot experience, but I know that to have time is just something that you can't get back. And for families to have time, knowing that will be the only time that they have, it's priceless. It would be without a shadow of a doubt, the only thing that people really want is more time with their baby. I got in trouble today because I got lost in the NICU with my baby, and they were looking for me for my meds, and I was like, I just wanted more time. And so that is something that cannot be replaced in any other way. I have pictures, I have mementos, I have notes and sonograms, and none of that replaces time that I would have had.
Yeah.
So that is without a shadow of a doubt the most
reason why people should donate.
They need to donate.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to share with our viewers before we head out?
I just want to share that Kennedy's Angel Gowns and all of the people involved with them are amazing. And if you have experienced anything, any type of loss, infant loss, or you probably know someone who's had a loss and they hadn't shared it. It touches more people than you know. So do some research and support Kennedy's Angel Gown.
Thank you. We thank you so much. We love you, and we're so happy that you're healthy and healing and that baby girl is doing fine. So y'all take care of yourselves and stay in touch, and hopefully we'll see you online on May 12th as well.
Absolutely. Thank you so much again.
Thank you.